You're listening to Childcare Sights and Sounds, presented by Dani Christine Inc., a podcast made for childcare providers by childcare providers. This is Editing Dani popping in to update you guys who don't follow me on Instagram and have not been paying close attention. This is our first episode of the Childcare Sights and Sound podcast in a long time. I promise that Gigi is coming in and you'll hear her voice and we'll have a conversation in just a second. But I did want to mention that this will probably, at least for this season, probably be the last time that this podcast is uploaded to this YouTube channel. The podcast, probably indefinitely, is going to be remaining on podcast streaming platforms only, just due to trying to create more consistency and staying current. We have a hard time getting videos completed, but just audio can be done very easily. So, in an effort to make sure you get podcast episodes regularly, this will be the last time this podcast is posted to this YouTube channel. As of right now, that might change in the future. I really don't know. But be sure to listen to this podcast on Apple Podcast, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts if you would like to continue listening to the episodes. I promise there will be one next week, so do not miss it and go ahead over there to subscribe on the podcast streaming platform. I will be back with my regular YouTube content shortly. Don't have a specific date yet, but just putting that out there. You ready?
I am.
Okay, well, we're recording.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Oh, hi there.
Welcome back.
Where have you been?
I've been all over. I think.
In a good way.
Yeah, I think the last time that we recorded, I don't
my
remember.
goodness. Because a year, if not a little bit more.
I think I recorded a solo episode by myself January, and it had no views. It had like little to no views, and I think someone like thumbs down. They need you, Gigi.
Did you remove it?
No, I didn't remove it.
What was the topic?
It just said new. I think the title was New Year Catch Up with Dani.
Oh, wow.
Because you were busy.
She's laughing because she knows that's not true.
It is true.
Not true. Not at all. But does everyone know the good news?
If you only follow us on this podcast, no, you wouldn't know anything because you haven't heard anything in a long time. But if you follow me on Instagram, at Dani Christine Consulting, or our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Dani Christine, you would know that we opened our third center location, which has been a roller coaster.
As any process of opening a center, right?
Right. And I promised that I would bring everybody along on the journey, and I have not held that promise.
Yeah, I feel like you did in the beginning.
I did for before. I did literally up until we got the licensing inspection. Like, I stopped once the inspection started because things got so busy.
So you stopped without...
I didn't finish I didn't show the finished product. I brought them along up until the day that, I don't know if you remember, it was in August. It was about to be a thunderstorm. It was an unexpected storm. Okay. And I was here by myself. Oh, it was the day that we had the toddler teacher come and her cousin to set up the toddler room. And you were here by yourself for a couple hours, and then by the time I got here, I had to go.
Yes, everyone was going.
So I recorded a little bit of that on Instagram, but after that, no, nothing. By the way, if you're listening to this, there is no video version.
For the first time. I know. Disappointing. But I'm sure next time you'll get to see our lovely faces again. We've changed since the last time we recorded.
What does that mean?
Lord knows. I feel like I've changed, okay? But maybe, you guys will let me know that I still look the same.
Okay.
Yes.
You do look the same. You look the same. But yeah, so there's no video only because the video has caused at least me, to be honest, to make excuses as to why we cannot record. And Gigi and I constantly have conversations throughout all the times that we're together where we talk for hours. Whenever I do come from Philly to New York to visit the centers, I'm always in her office talking. And it's just so much easier to whip out my phone and record quick conversations versus let's set up studio cameras and lights and clapping. I'll miss the clapping though.
It took some time for us to get the clap together.
Yeah. But maybe, for the next quote unquote season of this podcast, the videos will come back. We have the studio here.
We do. We have a lovely pink studio that is just waiting for us to sit in. We have a table and a chair.
I need to order the next table because I did say I was going to get 2 tables for that room. So I am trying to create a recording space here at the center to make it easier to bring content to you guys straight from the center instead of from my home office. I will say that I get a little jealous sometimes. I don't know. Well, you probably don't follow them, but there's so many coaches and consultants and like daycare people on Instagram now, and they post a lot of daycare related content, and the owners are usually also the directors of their program, or they're on site every day, so it's easier for them to like whip out their camera and show off exactly what they're doing. But for me and the level that I'm at and what I do, I'm just at the computer. Like there's nothing for you to see.
Yeah. And it is really hard to catch them in a moment. If we do request a picture, we either miss it, or the lighting is not good, or it's just not what it needs to be in order to post.
Right. You know what I thought about asking you, or bringing up during one of our admin morning meetings was TikTok. And I know, or like TikTok or Instagram, or just like Instagram stories or reels or stuff. And what I wanted to do was get more creative in our market, like our center's marketing on Instagram. And like, I was thinking about asking the directors of each center
to do a TikTok?
Not to do, well, to do, just to incorporate social media into their day, if that makes sense. Like when they're going on classroom visits, or when they notice something cute or funny, like picking up their phone and just recording it on the camera app as if like they were on Instagram or something. And like telling like, you know what a vlog is?
Yes.
Like, so like doing it vlog style.
My daughter does that. She'll take her phone and be like, so hey guys.
Exactly.
I'm getting ready. So, maybe we could hire her one day. But yeah, absolutely. I do that with the filter. She has no choice at this point. I do it with the Snapchat filter sometimes. And I know sometimes you're like, can I get a picture without the filter?
Yes, because the stuff that goes on like the actual Instagram feed or on our website, I'm not going to post things with a filter.
Okay, I'm just saying the glitter makes
of the
it spectacular.
kids.
But I do know you like the boomerang. Yeah, stuff like that. I do understand. I think it's possible. Everyone has basically every app that is out there. So I just
I'm not saying like have like you go on the center, like log into the center's Instagram, but like sending me, like I'm sure you guys have funny moments with the kids or with the other teachers, or like you're about to go pass out lunch and you see a toddler doing something cute, like whipping out your phone. Like this morning,
the video that I sent you.
Oh crap, I forgot to post it.
I went in there this morning just to talk, just to see what's going on, and she goes, perfect timing, we're doing our mass award ceremony because some of the kids are having issues with keeping their mask on and just liking it in general. And she did the first challenge. I'm like, oh my goodness, it's so cute. Why aren't we recording this? Right. So quickly took out the camera, recorded it, and it was just the cutest, funnest things. And they kept their masks on all day.
Yeah.
And it was so cute. But yes.
Yeah, I definitely have to post that tomorrow. But I think that doing something like that and like staying up to date in our Instagram stories for the center, or like posting snippets of like behind the scenes, I guess, would be helpful in engaging and boosting our engagement on social media. I will say that for the past like week and a half so far, like I think I told you last week, I scheduled a post to go on our center's Instagram page every single day at different times. Yeah. And I got an alert from Facebook this morning because whenever I post on Instagram, it goes to, I automatically have it going to Facebook. I got an alert that let me see if I can pull it up actually. Something about how our engagement on Facebook
is low.
It has gone up. I think it was like, you got 91.
So it's basically calling you out. You haven't been there. Now that the engagement is up, they're like, hey.
Yeah, it's basically alerting me like, oh, whatever. Oh, yeah. It says posts from the center's name has reached 2,400 people and had 91 engagements this week.
Nice.
I know. And I literally have done nothing special except make sure to actually post. Like, I am posting on the page. So
with this new system, you pick what needs to be posted and when it's going to post, or it picks when it's going to do it for you?
It's an app called Planoly, and I actually learned about the app from a different child care coach on Instagram. Her name is Lakeisha. I think her Instagram is the Early Childhood Boss. And she recommended, I think on Instagram years ago, when I found her, the Planoly app. And at first I wasn't a fan of any app that would automatically post.
Because once it's out there, there's no getting it back. I know how you feel.
I'm very meticulous about like making sure that everything is spelled correctly and grammar and what's in the background and what's not. So when I post anything on anything on our social media or on the website, I'm looking at it multiple times
just to see if you catch anything.
Right. And I feel like
can't do
posting
that.
it. I mean, I can make sure I check it before I actually schedule it. Yeah. But I feel like it could lead to me just being nonchalant, like, oh, it's not going right now, whatever. Just put it up there. But that hasn't been the case so far. I think there was one time there was a grammar error in yesterday's post, and I just quickly edited it. Because what's great about the Planoly app is that once whatever is posted is actually posted when it's scheduled, you'll get an alert that says whatever was posted.
Oh, nice.
So you can click on it, and it will bring you to your Instagram, and you can see what was just posted.
And you could quickly edit it before anyone can really see it. That's perfect.
Yeah. So I've been doing better with social media, and I'm proud of myself for that.
Yes.
But I feel like I don't know if we should get into more things.
No, I think it's been a minute. We wanted to quickly do this and say hi. We didn't forget you guys. We're coming back. Well,
this is not going to be posted until we have the next episode recorded. So
we will be coming back sooner than later. I have Dani until tomorrow. Maybe we could quickly do something tomorrow.
Yeah. I think that what we should probably do is not set expectations for these long, drawn out podcast episodes, because I think the last 2 seasons we did, the target was like 45 minutes an hour.
Yeah.
And I think that's also something that plays into like, we don't have time for that right now. We don't have time to set up the camera. We don't have time to make sure that we hit like 45 minutes or an hour. But you guys are attacking me constantly on social media
as
for
they
this
should,
podcast.
because
you get what you get.
I'm attacking her too, guys. I'm just letting y'all know I'm asking too, but in all fairness, we work together, so I do know the reason behind it. But
Did you see my story the other day? I think it was last week, and I was like, Gigi has a job. Did you see that?
No, someone was asking about
me. I had posted a, I think it was, every week, or I try to, every week post a questions box.
And someone asks, where am I?
Yeah, like, do you have questions about daycare, basically? Like, and people usually ask like they want to start their business, they don't know how, like, what is this, how do you do that? Someone just put, we, in capital letters, we are upset about the podcast and the YouTube channel. That wasn't a question.
It sound like a protest.
So I said in response to that, because usually I will go and answer the questions. Yeah. So I said in response to that, Gigi has a job. She's busy. She's not an employee of the podcast. And I'm not going to force her to talk to me every day after we are already talking all day if she's busy.
So you're going to just flip it on me, but
yes,
you don't have the time.
Yes,
listen,
I am.
Dani already knows. It don't matter the time of day. Just let me know. Make myself available. Maybe from time to time you'll hear a 5-year-old voice in the background, but that's about it.
That's not new either.
Yeah,
I'm sure they've seen previous episodes with you scrunching up your face and yelling. or like that about the video.
So definitely. But yeah, we're coming back slowly but surely. This was a snippet just to kind of tease you guys and let it be known we still appreciate you and thankful that you guys are still asking about us.
I know, that is great. I should actually try to see how many. So it's the way that you monitor like the success of your podcast is different than like Instagram or YouTube, where you can actually see the view counts. The way podcasts are measured are by the amount of downloads that you get. So
I don't even want to know ours. There's probably nothing.
No. If we have one listener, you mean like right now?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So right now, I mean, downloads happen at all. You know, people could be listening to old episodes, and as a matter of fact, I know people are listening to old episodes because I've gotten like people reaching out to me for like collaborations with webinars and stuff, and they mention like, oh, I just found your podcast and like whatever. So people might not even recognize that there's child care business podcasts out there. I know I didn't for a very long time. So people are probably recently discovering us, but yes, the more active that you are, of course, the
listeners and
more downloads you'll get more frequently. But I'm trying to log in now to see, and I will say I do love the fact that I don't have to like look proper and look like I can use the computer and do other things while talking because we're not doing video. So that's interesting.
But I'm sure a few do appreciate the video. So I think we could do a mixture of both, you know, especially I think we shouldn't do video if you're in Philly. And I know depending on the time and our work schedules, if you're in New York, we might try to squeeze in a video because I feel like it's much easier unless you want to go back to Zoom, because we did do that a couple of times.
People hated the Zoom.
I agree. I didn't like the background when people see my headboard. You know, I wasn't feeling it because that was the only place to get some quiet. But I agree. If we're in person, we should try to squeeze in a little video. Yeah. You know, we could off and on.
So we have a little over 2,600 plays is what our podcast hosting platform is telling me. That out of all of our episodes we've posted, we've got 26,000 plays, which is the number of time episodes have been streamed or downloaded. And that is not a lot in comparison to the millions of successful podcasts out there, people that take their podcast seriously and actually do it often.
Other people, yeah.
But it is still a significant number to us, and we're so grateful that you have been listening. the last episode, I was wrong, was not me doing my check-in. You and I had one more after that. It was when we were talking about our it says COVID-19 false alarm, admin arguments and struggles in our child care center, and that was in January. That one got 163 plays. Okay. But like I don't even remember what we talked about. That COVID false alarm.
Around what time?
That was in January of 21.
We were dealing with a lot of COVID issues in January, February, and even March.
Well, March we definitely dealt with them, but I don't remember any false alarms. But I'll re-listen to my episode. That's when
we had a lot of stuff in place and staff weren't taking it serious. We were seeing pictures on social media still in group settings, and at the time that wasn't permitted. And then we were like,
I think that was even after that.
Well, yeah.
but and then there was the very, very last episode was actually with Gina from Kids Care Atlanta. You weren't on that one. It was when I was
in the kitchen.
I was at our second location one day.
In the kitchen? Yes, I remember that. Oh my goodness. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was the very last episode. That was a good episode. That one has the most plays, but I think that's only because it's the latest one that's there. Also because I know Gina
shared it.
Yeah, Gina did a great job, and it was a really great episode. So if you haven't listened to it, check into that one. But I think that's it for now. But should we give like teasers of like highlights of
topics that's soon to come? Dani doesn't realize that this podcast is my vent. Even though I vent on a regular basis, but it also feels good to not have a bit of a filter, if that's a good way of putting it, because there are some things we do edit and keep out and I guess blur to some extent. But this is my vent.
Just for privacy reasons,
of course.
Guys. And it has nothing to do with not wanting to be transparent, because transparency is like my
biggest thing. She tells me that all the time.
Especially during my content when it comes to creating this content for current or aspiring childcare providers. It's super important to understand what you're getting yourself into.
And to protect the business as well.
Right. Privacy for our employees and our children.
But trust me.
And the craziness, like, the world is crazy, so
we're transparent a lot. I know she tries to keep a lot, but we're at, like, the line. We're at the line, if that makes sense, and just to be very, very transparent.
So the only thing we really edit out is when we slip up and say somebody's name or, like, the location of our centers. Like, it's just,
I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Yeah, we would never be sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, we have to talk about just our third location.
Yeah.
Talk about this whole hiring process we've been dealing with. Expectations that this Generation Z has.
All right. I will not be commenting on Generation Z.
I'm sure there's people out there who could be like, oh, when is that topic? Because I thought it was just me. What else? Just
our vehicle
continue
issues.
To expand our vehicle issues. How they try to rain our parade, but let me tell you, our umbrella is strong. Okay, we're not gonna get soaked.
I feel like we're missing so much more. Like that, every time something happens, we need to like jot it down so that we don't forget to bring it.
I agree. Just everything. I think for us,
inspections.
I think for us, the hiring process has just been so horrible. People come, they show up the first day and then just ghost us. We're that couple that we thought things were going great and just disappear, I guess. Mm-hmm. Just a lot more to come, more than I'm forgetting, but you won't want to miss it. I'm going to try to say as much as I can that Dani will let me, but I've been needing to get it out.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, this is exciting. I'm glad we decided to do this mini episode.
I wish you guys could see my face.
That you forced me to do this mini episode.
It tapped into the connection, right?
Back into our groove.
Yes. And let's just say I've also missed Dani on the side of just friendship, even though everything is just work. but it's the norm. Even if we're at the movies or just sitting down, some way, somehow, we end up talking about work. It's our life. It's what we love, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's sweet. That's a sweet note to end it on.
Yes.
So again, this episode is not coming out until we have the next one recorded. So if you're hearing this, you know that next week there is for sure, and at least next week.
I'll force her to do it again, guys. I will force her.
So hopefully we can record tomorrow with like a actual talking points, and maybe the episode could be a little longer. I know personally I prefer a longer podcast because of the drive. Like I listen to them while I'm driving.
Yeah. Or maybe we could do it in our little office too.
I was thinking we should sit over there just now. And I was like, oh, she's going to think that's stupid.
No.
There's nothing in the room.
No, that's what it was there for. Like every day, I used to go in there a couple of days. I'm like, soon. Because it's so nice and pretty and pink. Like, I just love it.
Even though we don't have, okay, I'm trying to say 5 things at once. What I will say is, if you're listening to this, there's no video, so I can't show you, but you can follow Dani Christine Consulting on Instagram, and I'll post a picture of the office space as it is now, so you can see what we're talking about. And it'll probably be like a before picture because it's nowhere near ready. No. And then once we get it set up, I'll post an after picture for you as well. But what I was going to say simultaneously is that, you know, with the old seasons, we did like the secret sound because we were doing the video and then we'd cut the video off. What are we going to do now?
The secret sound could be anything. The office.
No, but I'm saying like the special treat of our podcast was that if you took this extra step to listen to the audio, you would get more.
Yes.
But now there's no video to get
for
more.
This one. So what maybe we could do is do a little extra sprinkle of audio when we do the video, like take it up a notch, share something that in a professional way, you know, that would still secure things, but something that we may have be a bit conservative on. You know, just a little spiciness. But that's
hurt. What the secret sound was. Like, we have to move it to, and also, just to be with full transparency, it was to get people to come from watching this on YouTube to listening and supporting the actual podcast. So now we got to pick a different platform. Okay. Like, could we do something on Instagram?
Let's do a quick Q&A with Gigi and Dani on your Instagram. We've never done live. Okay. This is why we have to talk all the time.
Should we go live?
We could take it up a little bit. We could go live and say that we just did a snippet, what's to come, and that, you know, because we didn't do a video, as a, you know, special treatment, we could do a Q&A with Dani and Gigi, just that one time since we didn't do a video, and then we'll return to our regular program.
Yeah,
guys, we're gonna
they
go live.
Even, like, comment now because like on YouTube they could comment.
Yes,
you can't comment on podcasts.
No, but yeah, like I said, we could do a Q&A. We could do a Q&A and post it on YouTube, and then we could promise to go back and see if there's any questions on there. We'll promise we'll answer.
So if we're doing. Okay, now we're setting ourselves up for, like, we have to be locked in. If right now we say that we're going to host a Q&A.
Yes.
We need to have a date and a time.
Yeah.
And we have to stick to that date and time.
Yes, ma'am. You know where I am. Even though I'm not in the office, you know where I am. Absolutely, Miss Dani. And I do know I'll try to be fair, make my way to Philly too, because I know it makes things easier on your end too. I mean, with
Instagram, you could go live with me
together. Yes.
So you don't have to come to Philly for that.
Yeah, but you know, I do want to be fair. You know, get away for a little bit. I'll come to Philly if you make things easier to some extent. But yeah, we'll do a Q&A on live.
So are we gonna tell them when it's gonna be right now? Because they're listening.
That's up to you. We could go live. When are you going back to Philadelphia?
On Friday.
Do you want to go live today is the 27th.
No, it isn't.
Lord have mercy. You pick. I'm here. You pick.
All right. So, okay.
Let's go live on Friday.
On Friday? So that would mean this has to come out tomorrow.
And we're going to record tomorrow afternoon. So we record tomorrow morning, put this out tomorrow afternoon, and put...
You know when we should be recording?
No.
You don't come to work until after 9. And your daughter goes to school?
8:45.
Okay.
And I get myself ready in the morning, ma'am. Yep, 9 o'clock. I get here the latest at 9:30.
We could be recording in the mornings for a whole half an hour.
If you want to, but then you don't like the beep. Beep.
Why is that still happening? That doesn't drive you guys crazy?
I don't hear it. And what we're talking about is, I think it's the carbon dioxide.
Carbon monoxide.
Yeah. What did I say? Dioxide? Oh my goodness. And I don't know how you even heard it, but when you pointed it out, I then now started focusing.
That would drive me crazy.
I don't hear it. I drown it out. But for you Virgos, you picked
and
up
all
on
the
it.
Listeners that would probably be like, "What's that beeping noise?"
I doubt it. But even with other videos that I watch, believe it or not, I now hear it. If I will pay attention, if I hear a beep, I'm like, wait a minute, and I
don't hear it when we're on the. So I do know of a app that will allow me and you to record like our phone call conversation, so we can do this over the phone, without being in person, recording on the same phone. So if we did do like the morning podcast recording sessions, which I think would be a really great thing to do, because you know how much we talk about, we need to talk about in the morning.
Yeah, and I'll come to work at 10, and from 9 to 9:30, 9:45. It takes me literally less than 10 minutes to get here. That could be generated to that.
Right. Just once a week.
I'm down for it. I'm definitely down for it. When I get here, it's just regular morning paperwork that we could take.
I love how we're planning the podcast on the podcast. I'm sorry, guys. We'll figure out.
Which means we're letting you guys know we're back in action. We're gonna follow through.
Right. And we'll figure out what will take place. What will replace the specialty of the secret sound.
I'm telling you, I think it's live. I don't know if you guys will agree. I don't know how you could let us know.
Exactly. You know what you could do? You could go down to
your Instagram. Maybe.
No. I was gonna say the ratings and reviews section of this podcast.
Yes.
Make sure you click 5 stars and then just say whatever you want. Like, if you want to make a suggestion, if it comes along with a 5-star review, we will consider it.
Absolutely.
Just make sure you leave the 5 stars. Help us promote this podcast by rating us highly. Help us feel encouraged to come back by showing us that you're listening and rating us highly. And that's pretty much it.
Yay! So much fun.
We will see you guys. We'll talk to you. We'll talk to you next time.
And talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye.